Whoa, 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 whoa. Get your mind out the gutter. I know what you're thinking. And listen, can't a man moisturize on the internet without you guys making a big deal about it? Please. Two more things. One, yes, I did just shave my arms. Two, yes, I only shaved the tattoo portions to show you guys the art in all its magnificence. But yes, I am a patchy beast right now, so let's just pretend I didn't tell you that. So today, we're going to do something a lot different than our normal videos. We're actually going to talk about tattoos, guys. All right, so story time, guys. I didn't actually get tattooed up in my 20s. My first tattoo was this one you see here, this 3/4 sleeve that I started at about the age 30 or 31. Actually, that's a lie. The first tattoo was the words Memento Mori here when I was drunk at about age 28. But we're also just going to pretend I didn't just tell you that. But my first real tattoo, I feel like, is the 3/4 sleeve. So with me, I had debated getting inked up for a very, very long time. And I knew in my 20s that I was pretty young and I wasn't going to be 100% sure if I wanted to keep the design I was going to go with in my 20s. You know, I was well enough, wise enough to know that, hey, I'm young. I might not resonate with this later on in life. But a couple things changed along the way. One, a little backstory about me, and then I'll kind of get into the meaning of the tattoo here, is I used to wake up in the middle of the night and I would get this chill down my spine. And the thought I would have was, whoa, in 100 years, I'm going to be dead and I'm not even going to be alive on this planet anymore. And it would trip me out. And I think the reason why I thought about mortality and the finiteness of life at such a young age was because I went to school early, 18 to 22. By age 22, I was a emergency room nurse and I got to see a lot of life and a lot of death. And when you're exposed to all of that chaos at such a young age for such a long time, you can't help but just think about your life like, dang, I'm not going to live forever. You know, maybe I need all my loose ends tied up. Maybe what's the point of it all? These existential questions like, what am I even doing here? Where's my life going? What's the point of all this? Et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of those thoughts were kind of this driving factor for me to actually want to get this tattoo. Now, like most people, you do want your first tattoo to be meaningful. So while I did drunk the words Memento Mori across my chest, it's actually a very meaningful expression for me. Memento Mori is Latin for a reminder that you must die, that you carry with you as a daily reminder that this journey ends one day. And it's almost like keeping you in this constant awareness that, hey, the journey ends, so act in a way you'll be proud of, do the things you want to do, live the life you want to live, be grateful in every moment, knowing this is all fleeting. And one day we gotta see the big guy, we gotta see our maker. So that's why I really like the expression Memento Mori. And that's the start of this whole piece you see here. So a little more elements we're going to explain here. So firstly, it's Japanese Latin. The design, the artwork is Japanese. Why I went with a Japanese sleeve was because 10 or 15 years ago, I think in Las Vegas when I was 21, I saw this guy with a 3/4 Japanese sleeve and I thought it was really cool. And I'm like, I want one of those. And then 10 years later, I still wanted it. So I decided to pack my meaning into a Japanese sleeve for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we've got the lotus on my chest here. So the lotus is the symbol of rebirth and renewal, which really goes hand in hand with Memento Mori, but we'll explain more about that later. So lotus is a symbol of rebirth, renewal, recycle. So now this is where my tattoo gets interesting. We go into the koi fish. We have the red koi on my inner arm with no cherry blossoms in bloom. Now, kois are very like majestic fish, and there's a lot of meaning packed into kois and the different kinds of kois. But the meaning behind my kois is the black koi is symbolic of loss, darkness, depression, grief, sadness, sorrow, all of the negativity that is in our world. Oh, I know. Whoa. This video is getting dark. Just stay with me, okay? But that's what the black symbolizes. The red is symbolic of finding strength to persevere through the darkness. Now it's getting poetic. So we have the black koi, which is symbolic of all of the hardships in life. And then the red is symbolic of always finding the strength and the fortitude to power through and persevere through those dark seasons, knowing that they're just seasons, they all come to pass. And then we tie it in with the outer arm, which is actually where all the colors at. We've got the blue koi, all the cherry blossoms in bloom on this side. And this is very much symbolic of the good times in life. So gratitude, appreciation, having the wisdom to really just enjoy and be at peace and be in the moment when things are going good, knowing ultimately life comes full circle. Bad times are here for a season. The good times are here for a season. Everything comes full circle. Nothing lasts forever. One day you have to say goodbye. Renewal. And that's my tribute to life. Very deep, very poetic. And the reason why I got it was because I just wrestled with this idea that we have to say goodbye one day. And I think towards the end of my 20s or my early 30s, I finally got to this place to where I'm like, you know what? I'm at peace with the fact that all of this has to end one day. And I really just want to symbolize it on my body. So it's my tribute to life, but also it's a tribute to just my acceptance with the way being human is, the way of the world, and the way things just flow and function. And to me, it's beautiful because since I got the tattoo, I really don't think about death much anymore. Like when it comes, sure, whatever, but I'm not like afraid of it. I feel like just the very fact that I have this makes me okay to move on whenever it's my time to move on, knowing I made my peace. And until that day comes, I will persevere through all of life's hardships, and I will embellish and revel and enjoy all the good times while they're here, knowing that, hey, one day I got to say goodbye. Bam. So that's the first tattoo. Super awesome, super poetic. You guys are in for a treat for my second one. And truth be told, I started my second tattoo just because I thought it was cool. That's right. First tattoo, super meaningful, super packed. Second one, I basically just started doing this because I thought the artwork was cool. At the time, I think I was watching like a lot of like Viking TV shows. So I got really into the Scandinavian, Icelandic ruins and sigils and the mountainous landscapes and the forests and the trees and swords and stones and wolves and all that fun stuff. So I started it a year after I got this one. And it was more because since I had this 3/4 sleeve, I really felt like I needed a balance for my ink. So then I'm like, I'm going to start a reverse 3/4 here. My end game plan is to actually go into the hand one day. And I got a little bit to add on the wrist here. So the crazy thing about my forearm tattoo is I basically grew into the meaning, but it wasn't like I tried to force my life to fit the symbolism of the tattoo. It's more the natural version of myself I've been becoming these last few years, and the principles and the lifestyles and the mindsets I've been adopting to be the ideal man I want to be have just somehow miraculously matched the tattoo that I got initially just because I thought it was cool. So let's talk about the symbolism here. So we have the lone wolf, symbolic of me. The spirituality of lone wolves is that they are symbolic of having the courage to walk your true path, your true destiny, not someone else's destiny, your own path, which ties into the rest of the tattoo. So on the other side, I have a sword in the stone here, unwavering, strong. They are grounded. So it is alone. Let me stay strong and grounded in my principles, knowing that I am guided and protected, the Vegvisir Icelandic symbol. On my path, there's actually a path through the mountains, which I find hilarious, to whatever end. And then the birds here on my inner arm, there's many of them, all different shapes and different sizes, and they are reflective of the multiple endings my story could take. So again, the lone wolf, let me be courageous on my path, knowing that I am grounded in my principles. Now, why is that important? The world, there's a lot of people out there who just have very corrupt mindsets. There's a lot of shitty beliefs spreading on social media. So it's almost like you have this mass induced psychosis. There's a lot of people who aren't living with honor and integrity and virtue, which are things that I value. So this is really reflective of the work I've done these last few years to really dig deep in with the man that I am, the man I want to be. And what kind of man is that? It's a good man. It's an honest man. It's a man that doesn't hook up. I don't sleep around. I don't chase women. I don't break hearts. I try to uplift people up, even though it's hard sometimes. I am not toxic. I'm not degenerate. I don't buy into socially acceptable beliefs that a lot of people are doing, drinking, partying, screwing around. I'm not about that. I'm just about being a healthy man. I'm a little romantic. I'm a little Disney. I live the way I want to live in what my definition of a good man is. And I have to keep that protected because it's so easy to just go on like Instagram or TikTok and see some video or somebody's opinion. And a lot of times we will subconsciously adopt those opinions as our own without actually standing sentinel and be like, whoa, hold on. I just got influenced with something. Is this actually right for me? Is this shifting my belief systems and my mindsets in the right direction or the wrong direction? Too many people don't ask that question and they just go with the flow and they just end up not even knowing who they are. But when you do the work to sit down and really think about the person you want to be in this world, you start to look at other points of view and mindsets. Not to say that I'm rigid, that I wouldn't ever change or grow into a better version of myself, but I would really have to audit the input coming in. And in this age of social media and the fact that our attention spans are just going all over the place and we're getting bombarded with so many different things, it is so vital to always stay grounded in your character and know who you are at all times. And then the Vegvisir compass, my favorite. They used to put it on ships, Viking ships, I believe. But it's actually an Icelandic symbol. So I think it predates the Vikings. Lore might be a little off there, don't quote me. But it's just a symbol of guidance and protection. It's about putting it on like a boat. So that way, whenever they would go out to set sail, they would find their way back home. It's about knowing that you are always guided and protected and on the right path, and you always make it home. And actually, it's the necklace I wear too, the Vegvisir. Very spiritual to me, always just like a totem anchoring me to the moment, showing me that no matter where I'm at in life, it's basically always where I'm meant to be, which is just cool, you know? And then on my path, not much to say there about just, a path through the mountains, but to whatever end, guys, because I have accepted my destiny. Whatever my higher power's plan for me is, whatever ending it may take, whatever my story might look like, I'm okay with all the endings and all the stories. And I'm just happy that I was here. So we have my tribute to life and my tribute to myself and staying on the right path until it is my time. So very deep tattoos, very meaningful tattoos for me. So if you have any questions about tattoos, feel free to comment down below. And if you watched to the end of this video, thank you for joining me for story time. Definitely a different video, but yeah, I feel like having a little fun and doing something different. So see you on the next one.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.